think the stream should be started now. Hold up. We're gonna go. There we go. I'm gonna share this. There we go. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna try and make a Deepwoken copy. Okay, so how this is gonna work is, so if we open up our asset manager, so right here, first off, let's just save this. We're gonna call this Deepwoken Remake 2.0, or we're just gonna call it Deepwoken. Oh yeah, reverse Deepwoken. Oh, that's tough. All right. Team create, I'll enable that just for the autosave, and I don't really care about this, and it will not be on tablet, phone, or VR. It'll just be PC. Okay, save that. Cool. Let's get this reopened. Y'all can hear me. Yep. Okay. Now, we have our main place, reverse Deepwoken. Then we're gonna have one for our actual like overworld place. Okay, if you guys get what I mean. So what we're gonna do to start this all off is kind of just get a framework set up, right? So what we're gonna do is, so you guys obviously know how this works. Replicated storage is for the client and for the server. Server script service is for the server. Server storage is storage only for the server. But remember, no actual scripts can run out of here. You have to call them from server script service if you want to get anything from server storage. And these are all client scripts. Alright. So what we're going to do in replicated storage is we're going to create a folder. Inside this folder, we're going to call it assets. Then we're going to duplicate that folder, create another one, and call it library. Duplicate that one, call it components. Alright. And then now inside of our library, we're going to create a folder. We'll call this one global. Alright. And inside of our assets, we're going to have a folder. We're going to call it animations. And then inside of here, we're going to have effects. Then we're going to have And then after our effects, we're gonna have models, and then after our models, we'll do animations, effects, models. I don't even know. Effects, models. Whoa. What did I do? What would I decompile? What? No, we are remaking it. Yeah. We're remaking it. Arab man. Then scripts. We're just gonna have one main script, honestly. We're just gonna call this server. Then in server storage, create a folder. Inside here, we're gonna call this no, we'll call it packages, honestly. And then inside of I'll show you all packages later. But for now, we're gonna keep it like this. Library, global, components, assets is 500,000 lines of code. Okay, we're not making the entire thing, dog. We're making the main systems of Deepwoken. And then let's go in here. Effects, models. Alright, pretty simple stuff here. Alright. Then inside your game settings, okay, I actually don't like this at all, but where would you find the game settings? Home. Only the asset manager. Sorry, this just came out. I do not know what I'm looking at. File. Plugins. That'll be GUI, script, group. This is really like extra. Model. File. Okay, whatever. Hold up. Let's do not disturb. Yeah, it is buns. Okay. Can't even find where the game UI is. Property asset. Like, do you see this? No, I don't want a group. Geometric. Scale, move. Avatar. I don't even know, dog. Like, plugins, maybe? Where do you get the, like, you see what I mean, bro? Can I add something? There we go, game set, bro. It wasn't even enabled, like. Okay, you wanna go to game settings, security, allow studio access to API, just for the data store. Then I did provide the links inside my Discord and in the stream description, so you guys can just add them. But inside components, we're gonna do right click, insert, import Roblox model. First we want the packets, Then after that, you want to insert what is it? You want to get profile service, and then insert Roblox model bucket wrapper. I do feel like this is the wrong bucket wrapper, but hold up 1 minute. Okay. There we go. I think this is the correct one. That's the same one I have. Okay. No, it's chill so far. Yeah, okay, this is the correct one. Alright, now inside server. Does it matter where you put profile service? I'm kind of new to this studio. Yeah. You do want to put it in components. Okay. Now inside here, we're going to go replicated storage. We're going to get server storage. We're going to get run service. We're going to get players. Okay. Just like that. Then, what do we want to do? We're gonna just do a players.playerAdded function, player removing function, and then we're gonna do a for loop. So for index player. Just so you know, this right here just means if the player is a player. In players, get players. So this is for any players that joined the game before script loaded. Okay, pretty much it. You know, nothing crazy. Then inside of our packages, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of have a entity system thing, I guess. So you want to create a folder here, and you want to call this entity. And inside of entity, we are going to create a module script. And inside of this module script, we're going to call this entity package. All right, pretty simple. Then inside of here, we're going to do local package equals table return package. Then we're going to do Then we're going to do package dot underscore underscore index equals package. All right. Yeah. I just put it there with the rest of the components. It doesn't really matter where it is. You could put it in any area, but it's better if it's in replicated storage. Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to go function package dot init. Alright. And we are going to ask for our entity. So this is either going to be a player, or although this simple, I just did shift and then hit the button beside my enter key. Okay, just letting you guys know. It's either a player or it's going to be a model. Alright. And what we're going to do is we are going to go local self equals set meta table empty table package, and we're going to return self. Okay, so we're gonna go self.entity equals entity, entity type equals now stick with me here. Entity is a player and player, or we're just for now we'll just keep it as AI. Self dot what else? Entity ID equals self dot entity type equals player and entity dot user self dot entity dot user ID, or self dot entity what is it? Oh, yeah, dot config dot ID dot value. We're going to be using folders for it. Okay, and the same thing here, or self dot entity dot config dot ID dot value. Pretty simple stuff. Then we're going to do self dot profile. For now we're going to we'll just keep it at self dot profile equals no. Self dot data equals self dot profile, and then later on we're going to put data. All right, then we want to do yeah, let's keep it like this. Profile data, pretty cool stuff, I guess. Then we want to do function package colon initialize, not even initialize, we're going to do we're going to build. All right, this build function, we're going to take our entity type and we're going to add the remaining values to it. All right, so how does that work? Well, we're going to go in here, we're going to create a module script, and we're going to call this one player entity, and we're going to call this we'll call it like monster entity. All right, now we're just going to do the player one. The monster one's going to stay empty for now. Okay, so inside of here we're going to do local entity return entity function entity dot build, or we'll just do build actually, and we will parse in an already made meta table. Now we're gonna go self dot before this, let's go ahead and do local replicated storage. So replicated storage, local run service, local players, local server storage, and inside of here we're going to do local packages equals server storage packages, local library equals replicated storage dot library, local global library equals library dot global, local components equals replicated storage dot components, and local assets replicated storage dot assets. All right, pretty chill so far. What we're gonna do after that is, so we have function entity colon build. We're gonna do local profile service require components dot profile service. All right, Now let's create another package here. Inside here, we're gonna call this one data, and inside this folder, we're gonna create one called, or another folder. We're gonna create a module script. Call it data package. Okay. Go back to player entity. Collect all of this. All right, and paste it. Then we're gonna go local package. Return package. Alright. Okay. Now, for now, we're just gonna have one profile store. So we're gonna call this local game store. Go to profile service, get profile store, and we're gonna do. Hold up. Inside of data, we're gonna create inside of data package, create a module script, and we're gonna call this versions. Yeah, we'll call this versions, and we'll just return game version to 0. Player version 0. I think we just need game version for now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do game data store require script.versions. It's kind of ugly. So we're actually gonna go local versions require script.versions. And inside of versions, we're gonna do game version. Then it's gonna want a default scope. So what we're gonna do in here is create another module script. We're gonna call this our game. We'll call it our game file. Return. We'll do slots a, or no, without the slots actually. I'm just gonna go a version previous is -1, version current is 0. Alright, that's all you gotta do. Now we're gonna do local game file require script.game file. Then we're gonna go game file. Yeah, just gonna do a game file. Alright, pretty simple stuff there. And we are gonna want a player store too. So we're gonna do another file, and we're going to call this player file. Okay. Return a table, and this is going to be for each individual slot. So you're going to have their credentials. I think that's how you spell it, right? I don't even know. I gotta check that out. Credentials. Yeah, it's credentials. So you're gonna have the first name. We do not know this. We're going to have there are races, so we don't really need that. We're gonna have our age, 18, and yeah, and then we're gonna have our guild. We do not know our guild. So for now, we're going to be unacquainted. Oh, bro, I gotta learn how to spell. I'm just gonna, there we go. Unacquainted, guild, rank. Keep it like this. Okay. Then we're gonna have our stats, which obviously you have your strength, your fortitude, strength, you have your fortitude. What else? Strength, fortitude, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Then you have your other stuff like your light weapon, medium weapon, heavy weapon, and then what else? Forgot what you call that. Oh, sorry, it's attunements. Cool. Flame charm. 0. Frost draw. Thunder call. Gale breath. Shadow cast. Okay. And then we're gonna have our weapon. So we're gonna have our primary, secondary. For now, we're just gonna keep the name to nothing. Tint to also nothing. The name will be, we'll randomize this actually. Enchanted files. I should just call it enchants. No enchant, unfortunately. Okay. Durability. Sorry, armor. You also have the name. Durability. Sorry, this takes a bit, but name, we got the durability. Pretty chill stuff. What else? We also got the armor, name, durability. We also have, oh yeah, I guess you have the customization. So we'll do the body customization first, and then the clothing after. So I know you have your hair. You also have your, so you have your hair. I guess it's like, what do you call it, your ornament? Hair, ornament, your race, your race variant, hair, the ornament, the race variant. You got your gender, We do not know that. Hair, ornament, razor. Or isn't it like eyes? God knows. Got the eyes. You got the mouth. And you got the eyebrows. Okay, pretty chill stuff so far. Hair, ornament, race, variant, gender, eyes, mouth, eyebrows. Okay, cool. And inside our credentials, we also gotta put origin. Keep it like this. Origin. Okay. And we're gonna go attunement. Attunement primary. God knows. Attunement secondary. God knows. Okay. And then the clothing, we're just gonna have helmet, nothing. You have your helmet, your shoulders, your rings, helmet, shoulders, earrings. We'll probably just do ring 1, and then like 3, 4. How many earrings? Oh yeah, ring 2, 3, 4, 5 rings in total, I'm pretty sure. Boots. You have your ring, your boots. And I guess chest plate, I guess. Okay, pretty tough. So we have all of this down. What else are we, like, there's a lot you guys gotta put into this. You have your origin, you have a, let's actually just hop into Deepwoken real quick. Okay. Let's see this. Let's see what Deepwoken has, because I'd be forgetting a lot of stuff. What if I just kill? Okay, I gotta type this guy, Nicaro Olaf. Die, dog. Okay. Yes, dog. Let me go out with a smile, dog. I don't care. Oh no, you're right. Okay. So you have the character. You got your origin. You select your name. Then you could appear lean, regular, large. And there's two colors that you can lerp in between from. Okay. There's multiple. Fire. You select your starting weapon, sword, battle axe, stiletto. You select your attributes or your attunements. If I take away all of these, you start with 15 starting attributes, it looks like. You choose your boons or your flaws. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this stuff, bro. That's one. There's echoes. We're probably not going to do echoes. Yeah. Okay. Names, appearance, hair. You just put in a style ID. I like that. I like that. Smart. And then your face, eyes, mouth. Okay, what the fridge, bro? And an aspect marking. Okay, I see. And I'm just gonna quickly 15, and so now I'm just gonna alright, pretty chill shit. Alright, now let's dip. If we go back here, attunements, echoes. Let's do some other stuff. Inside our where is it? In our game file, this is actually where we would put echoes, or let's do special. Okay. And then so inside of here we're gonna have our origin, our current rank, which I think it's like F or E, yeah. And then we're also gonna have location, gonna be 0, 0, 0 for now. Okay, I think that's pretty chill. Let's see here. Okay, So now once we build it, we are going to do in data package, we're going to do local player file, script.player file, it's nice. We're going to do local player store, profile service dot get profile, game data store, sorry, make sure you do the collect one, game data store, versions dot game version, player file. Now inside of here we're going to go function package dot load. Alright, and we're just going to ask for our entity, which is obviously other player. Or no, we're going to make this a colon load. So what I need to explain to you guys about this whole framework is that it's all going to extend from the entity manager. Alright, pretty chill, I guess. So yeah. Okay. Hold on, I'm just gonna join these dudes.
Yo.
I'm still streaming.
Is that clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so once we have this loaded, we're gonna go. So we don't actually need to load a. What do we need to load? I guess we'd go self.slots equals. So we're gonna do self. Actually, hold on.
I think I'm gonna change my my table script up a little bit.
So what we're gonna do here is if self.entity entity type is equal to player, then and inside our data package. Yeah, no, let's keep it like this. Self.entity type equals player, then.
You just use bucket wrapper for your actual data, right?
For replicating my data to, well, I don't know. I just use profile service, and then bucket wrapper is for the stuns and statuses and stuff. Yeah, and I start with a very simple one, and then I add on to it depending on the project. So that's kind of why I like it. Super easy to understand. So now we're gonna do self dot game profile. Gonna be game store load profile async self dot entity ID. Yep, right here. Entity ID. And we'll set the self.profile to self.game profile. And we're going to do if self dot if not self.profile, then we're going to return self.entity kick. And we're going to provide them with just failed to load data store. then inside of here. If not, self dot entity is descendant of players. Then we're also gonna return self dot entity kick. Failed to load data store. Alright, pretty simple stuff so far. Nothing too shabby. And what we want to do now is we're gonna go self.slots. Make sure to keep it local. Self.slots equals self.profile.data. Alright. Pretty chill so far. And then we're gonna do, now we gotta do self.slots data, which we're gonna, actually no, we'll just keep it like that. Return self.profile. Okay. So now inside our player entity, we're gonna do, so we got our packages. We go up here, local data package, packages at data package, and local data.
Backward.
Alright. Equals require data package dot. Now we have two names here. Probably call this local data service, honestly. Then we're gonna do self.profile equals data service. Dot load self. Yeah, so we're just gonna do load with self. That's all we gotta do. And then we're gonna do self dot slot profiles. We don't actually want to load all of them yet, so we'll just keep it like this. No. Yeah. So we're gonna go up to server. I'm gonna reference packages. We're gonna get the entity package, and we're gonna get the entity server service, entity package, I'll show you. We'll keep it at entity service dot init. Come back to this and we'll do entity. We'll do the same thing. Entity service dot init player. And then alright, we're chilling. Now we want to make a couple default character rigs. So let's go open up our toolbox. Yeah, I know, our favorites. Open up our toolbox, models. Let's get a woman. I'm gonna have like a woman R6. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not that type of woman ring. God forbid we ask for like let's go to marketplace real quick. What am I looking at? There's a Roblox R6 woman. We'll do everything okay, ladies? Oh, that's tough. For now. Okay, hold up. Okay, I'll just get the assets and everything, and then we can start the next stream tomorrow.